Everyone. I would like to thank God for a wonderful opportunity once again God has given me through our sister Dorothy. Thank you so much for inviting me. Um, as sister has given me the Ephesians 4 verse 1. So it is there will be a different versions, but I will read from the version NIV. When we read this, actually, I will read from English Standard Version, ESV. uh, but one more thing is there are, even though there are different version and all, but the message is the same. So the only one thing is we have different, even our language and different dialects are there, but still God message is the same. In this chapter 1 2 3 we have learned, actually we already know it's all about, God, how he is so humble, and his call, and how he's so amazingly he gave us the life where, his will, that where we can glorify through our life him, and also given him all whatever the priorities that we have in our life, that has to go to first to God. So Paul pivots Ephesians 4 1, therefore. So whenever uh when the I'll just read out. Sorry, there is some, one second. It's more about like God. uh in our language, it's talked, actually, uh, it is telling in different meaning, but it's very deep. What I would like to say is, it's like a not more than like, it's not only about knowing God, but it's about living with Christ. It says, since then you have been raised with Christ, set your hearts on things above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things above, not earthly things. So here it's clearly God has given our our life, and also our mind, and our character, and our attitude. Whatever we live today, that should be completely reflect the life of Jesus. 3 4, you die and your life is now hidden with Christ in God. When Christ, who is your life, appears, then you also will appear with him in glory. Many Christians, what I would like to say is, many Christians, they even don't know sometime. What I should say is, sometimes they will forget actually what God has given us responsibility. It's more over not what we know, but it's more about what we live with him. If it's sin 4 5, it's clearly, it is stating that, as a prisoner for the Lord, then I urge you to live a life worthy of the calling you have received. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Make every effort to keep the unity of the Spirit through the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called to one hope when you were called. God is while God has created us, it is not according to our will, and it is nothing comes like a merit from our side, but it is just because of His love. I just watched yesterday a beautiful story. One of the what I should say, one of the family, two families. Another one is white, and another one is black. So the white children told to her mother, "Mom, why they are black?" So the other black mother was a little bit shame because of the word. So that white mother was confused what she has to respond. So she just prayed, and she said to her daughter, my dear, while God was created the life, you know, God created the life with a beautiful hands, and also uh, with a beautiful heart. So she responded to her daughter, God, this is because they are beautiful, because black is beautiful. So again, the daughter asked to her, the mother, then why we are white? And again, the question keeps going, and the mother said to her daughter, while while God has created the first man, I mean the first life, there was a beautiful life, and there was a little girl whilst she was making a uh, you know uh, pot. There are a little bit white, what I should say, the white color was painted on her hand while she want to make the toy for herself to play. So some of the white color was spatter on on her hands, and almost like paint herself, or like the whole body. So what happened was, God again bring all the white colors, and also it is good for for the baby to play. So God again make the life in a white color. So it is just painting. So we are all black, and we are all white, we are just painted. But one more, the beautiful is we are created by the hands of God. We are created by the living hands of God. So the mother was happy, and the black family was happy. So they became more closer. What I want to say is, it was really touching heart. We all are, human being. There is no, as we are in the under the society, some of the organizations, some of the, we sometimes we compare ourselves, and when we feel rejected ourselves, no one is rejected us, but we ourselves rejected. We felt. I thought. So I used to tell to some of the young people, never ever follow what you thought. Never ever follow what you think. Sometime, what you think about the person, it might not looks like what you think, but there will be a beauty in their heart, and there will be a beauty in their life. So whatever we are looking in outwards appearance, it will never reflect what they are. But sometimes they are very beautiful. We are all our human beings. We are all short of the glory of God because of the sin, the wages of sin that has made by the Eve and Adam. But one more thing is, moreover, God has created us, and also He wants us to live with Him, so that the whole world will know that Jesus is the Lord through our life. So some of the believers, they forgot, I am a child of God. They forgot I am called by God. They forgot, they are whenever they are in position, they just remember. Whenever they are in a trouble, or in a kind of difficulties, they will just pray, or start praising, I mean pray something, calling for help, SOS, kind of, they will give prayer petition to God. But when they are in good position, when they are in a good comfort zone, they will never remember that they are belong to God, and they are the child of God. They forgot when they are in the midst of the unbelievers. They afraid of testifying that I belong to Christ, and I am the Christ. So what the way I speak, that should reflect the Christ attitude. The way I look, it should be Christ attitude. The way I speak, that should be reflect the Christ attitude. So I will this is more actually efficient for it is talk about more our not just knowing God, but it should be like a living with Him. That is more important. In chapter 1 or 3, it talks about, more about forgiving. You are forgiven, you are adopted into God's family, you are redeemed from slavery to sin, you are loved by God, strengthened with power, you are recipients of the boundless riches in Christ. This is very wonderful. Yeah, when God has forgiven us doesn't mean that we will be idle and okay, I am forgiven, so I'm blessed. When I die, surely, absolutely, we will go to heaven. But God is not really mean that. God is, if I forgive you, you have to forgive others. If I love you, you have to love others. So there are some spiritual brightness, there are some spiritual selfishness. Even these are all, brightness, selfish, and bias, favoritism, and all these things are comes under the slavery of sin. Even though I may claim I'm a believer, I may claim I'm a Christian, but if I do still have this selfish and prightness and all this, I'm still under the slave. So Paul is really caring the children of God. They should not be affected by this disease. These are all called disease, spiritual disease. So some are telling they will keep on excuses. I'm a Christian, so what? Whatever I want to do, I will do. So I'm a Christian. If I want, if I want to do something, I can do because I'm a free man. So God has given me a free will. So whatever I decide in my mind, it is God's will. So they become God, and God become a servant. That's what sometimes they will never, see. Recognize that whether they are the children of God, or God is God will become their servant. They are serving God, or God is serving them. So that's the reason Paul wanted to make sure that all the believers and all the children of God, they should not just knowing God, but they should also live with Christ, knowing plus trusting, and complete depending on God is must. So whenever we see the word, therefore, whatever is about to be written needs to be read in light of what has come before, right? So he is saying, because of this, I want to urge you and exhort you to walk in a new way. So Paul is making the connection between faith and practice, between doctrine and duty. We are not just doing our duty, but this is what we are living for. We need to live it out. Not just teaching, not just preaching, not just spreading, but also we need to live it out with the gospel. We are the aroma of Christ. Wherever we go, sometimes when we go to the mall shop, so when we passing by, there are some fragrance, there are some a very luxurious perfume we will come across. So that's stuck in our nose, and sometimes, oh, I want that smell, I like it, what perfume, what is the name of that perfume. We used to browse in the online, this and all. But that's the same way whenever we go everywhere, any place, the aroma of Christ that should be lived out through our life. People should know, oh, he is a Christian. People should know that, oh, the way he speak, he must be Christian. I'm so happy. There are some viral videos comes out. What happened was, one day randomly, there are YouTuber. He asks to some random guys who is walking on the street. So he's asking to, do you believe God? Or what do you think kindness? What do you think that bad people and good people? So the random guy was a believer. So he said, kindness is something that I have to be, I have to be a genuine what I speak, and also caring what I others feeling. That also not just expecting in written, but what I should be just the way I am, not just a pretending. So that YouTuber said, I think you must be a Christian. So he, the Christian means what? They are kindness. The Christian means what? They are lovely people. Whenever they persecute, they will forget. They will forgive, and they will never retaliate. That's what non-believers, they are taking advantage of, the persecution and all these things comes up. But there is other way. Our strength is not what we have today in the money, positions, and what I am, the skill we have, but our strength is in the Lord, that is only love and forgiving. When you forgive somebody, that heals entire family disease, that the disease will never ever cure from the medicine of this world, but the disease that will cure for entire family, which will give their new way, a new way of life. Forgiveness is very, very, very important. Forget and forgive. So here Paul is making, we need to make a new way. Each and every believers, we have a new way of journey ahead of us, that is to win the race, to win the race, not just a believing God, but that should be that we have to we have to prove that with a practical life, day-to-day life. Paul wants us to know that being a Christian is not merely a way of believing, but a way of living. Not just a believing, but it is a way of living. Knowing the truth will lead to living the truth. Your justification will lead to your sanctification. Two-stage process. We get saved and then we get transformed. And to be honest, what we will see is that our transformation looks a lot like the ways and works of Jesus. Exactly. Our justification, obviously, it is we, if today our sister GPNs knows me. Why? Because I'm born again, and I'm born again, and I'm a Christian. I'm a perfect, a baptized member, and people knows me, right? That why it is not, it is not because of it's not because of I'm a good guy, but GPN require you're born again people, and who is really committed for Christ. Otherwise, they will never know me. Expecting us a new way of life when we live on earth. He want us to be a perfectly set apart from this world. Doesn't I'm not telling that we should not make a friend to an unbeliever, we should not talk with them. I'm not telling that. I'm telling there will be a standard or principle of the boundaries when we live with Christ. So that is faith and practice that should go along with it. So it is not just knowing Jesus, but it is also knowing him with a practical day-to-day life. Ephesians, important important in Ephesians is, it is not if you obey me then you will be blessed. It is you are so blessed. So now, in response to my love and grace, here is how we live. It is not our human love is, when someone's love us, we love back to them. If they hate us, we hate more than them. But God's love is not like that. God is immensely, he blessing us, not expecting returns, but he expecting our heart give to him. That's what, not because of we are beauty, it is not because of we are black, it is not because of we are smart and white, but it is only because we are his children. We are already, what I should say, he called us as a children of God. He bestowed on us as a children of God. What a, behold, what manner of love the Father has given unto us. There is a song. So what a wonderful privilege we have, you and I, each and every one of us. So I would like to encourage each and every one. We are not just living on earth here, but we are living here with living our life with Christ. And that should be a practically, impact to the life of the others. Note what comes first. It is not conditional. God's love and blessings are not dependent on getting your act together first. It is not shape up, and the riches of Christ will be yours. It is the riches of Christ are yours. So now be shaped in new ways of living by that truth. So right, so I think that is so important. We don't become Christian and then find ourselves burdened by the expectation of a whole new set of laws. No, we are not just doing our duty, but this is our life. Sometimes if you hire somebody for the security, you have to pay salary, monthly salary. We are not like that. We are living because our responsibility is there is no excuse. Jesus said, go. Jesus never said, go and I will give you. He never said. He said, go and make disciples. And what is it? Teach them, baptize them, and I will be with you to the ends of the world. So he is make sure that Jesus will never leave us wherever we are walking in through the dark or wherever we are walking in the valley. He will be still with us. Only one thing is when we forget ourselves, we forgot the call of God. So our daily life that has to be not just knowing him, but just believing him by practical. So we need to pray to God everyday life. Lord, I believe miracles. Waymakers, you are the waymakers. So I believe that miracles to happens through my life for the entire family, for the entire nation, for the entire society. We cannot change the whole society, but there is a possible through one person, that is you and me, through one person can change the whole world. If you read in John, you will see the story of the Samaritan woman, how she was talking with Jesus. So what happened was Samaritan woman, finally she realized that she said, there was our forefather. They used to say there will be a Messiah will come and Messiah will tell everything about what was happening, and what is going to be happened. So you are the prophet. So she convinced by herself, you are the Messiah. You are Jesus. You are the Christ. So what happened? That Samaritan woman, she just, dropped her pot and she ran and she spread the good news. Oh, come and see now. The Messiah has come. I have seen with my own eyes. He is telling everything about me, and he knows what was happening and what is happening and what is going to be happens. He knows everything. The prophet has come and see. So through her life, many villagers came out. And what happened in the next, in the following verses, many crowd came to Jesus and they said to that woman, hey woman, it is not because of what you said, but it is because of what we have seen and what we have experienced. So their faith is not something that it's a myth. Faith is not something that, oh, I believe. I believe. It's not something that just dictating in our mouth, in our tongue. But faith is something that we are experiencing the love of Jesus in our daily life. So I would like to encourage everyone, let faith grow more and more, and let the love of Christ dwell every one of us, not to giving up, upon Jesus. Whenever the difficulties comes, or any challenges, terrible experience we might have faced, but still God is with us. We should never fear of it, but because God is, he is he assured that he will be with us throughout our life. May God bless every one of us. Thank you so much. And once more, before I finish my sermon, I would like to wish everyone happy Advent Christmas. Thank you. God bless.